Hello explorers, welcome to another episode of MS in US, and today's topic is all about shortlisting universities. And here's the chapter titles. The first one we'll talk about is how to shortlist universities. But before that, you need to make a decision on what to study. That's the most important item. And then after that, we'll talk about how to find universities, resources, links, websites and all that. And after that, we will talk about contacting seniors, and we are going to use LinkedIn and how we are going to use LinkedIn for that. The next chapter is consultancies. Should you use consultancies? And some bonus tip, actually, some US consulates in like Chennai consulate have this free consultancy within the consulate itself, how to take use of that. And yeah, let's get started. I've ordered the Google Robo taxi. We are in San Francisco. They have this service called Robo taxi service. There's no driver. The car will take us anywhere we want. This is operated by Google, Google's subsidiary called Waymo. I've used this service multiple times before. So today we are going to get some lunch using this ride, and I will be vlogging from inside the car. Okay, I'm actually a bit nervous how I'm going to find the car. This is like a small street. I hope the car gets in here, and I think this is in one way. The car has to recognize that as well. Let's see what happens. Okay, the car has arrived and it says ready for pickup. As you can see, it says Explorer at the top, and there is absolutely nobody inside the car. They have lidars, radars, cameras all around the car. Let's get inside and see what happens. Okay, you unlock the car. Adjust the seat, and there is a button for starting ride. All I have to do is just click the button, but before that we should put the seat belt on. The very first time I took this ride, I was actually very nervous, like super nervous and excited as well. Bam, start ride.
Heading to 171 Second Street. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened. For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
Okay, how do I... You can also play any music you want. This is an electric Jaguar, and I'm not going to play any music because we are going to be vlogging. I am pretty sure at least like 1,000 MS in US students are working in Google for this car project. Just for the app, I'm pretty sure like at least like 10 students are working on the mobile app itself, like the back end, front end, the iOS and Android apps. So this is why it's really worth going for MS in US, because you get a chance to tech startups like this. So I mean, of course, Google is not a startup, but so many other startups are working on solving this problem. And this construction person really does not like these kind of cars because they are not really good at recognizing human hand signs. It might make any mistake, and it's also considered kind of slow. And not this turn. This is very aggressive. Yeah. So I will probably do a separate vlog about the car itself. So today we are talking about shortlisting the universities. Okay, so the first step is deciding what to study. You cleared the GRE, you also cleared all the backlogs. I hope you cleared all the backlogs, right? You still have backlogs? Go clear the backlogs. That should be your first priority. Stop watching MS in US videos. So you shouldn't have any standing backlogs if you are thinking about studying MS in US. That should be your first step. After you do all that, it might be overwhelming. Like, where do you start? It's very hard to know. Yeah, you have to think about the education loan, the cost of tuition fee, the living expenses. There is too many things too many moving parts, and how do I shortlist universities? It might be overwhelming, but yeah, I would say take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do you really want to study? If you want to study MS in computer science, I hope you really enjoy learning algorithms. And if you want to study AI, data science, you should probably enjoy learning an ensemble of algorithms, like 10 different algorithms. And if you want to study MBA, you should probably be enjoying networking, talking to people. It's okay to be an introvert, but can you connect with someone within 30 minutes? Networking events for MBA students happen within a bar setting. Are you comfortable with that kind of social setting? So you have to answer all these questions. MS in computer science is vastly different from MBA. So first you have to decide what you really like to study, and once you make that decision, shortlisting universities is all about. Let's say you want to study AI. Now your only goal is to find US universities that teach good AI. That's all. So the problem is reduced now, right? Next up is shortlisting universities. So this one is easy. You have to start bucketing universities into 3 buckets: safe, moderate and ambitious. And what safe means is, for your profile, the GRE score, the IELTS score, and then your CGPA and the projects you've done, if you apply to this university, you have to be so sure that you will get admission in this university for your profile. That's what safe means. The way you can confirm this is by attending the fairs. Some universities conduct fairs within your town. You have to find out when this fair is happening, and there will be representatives from that university. You can show them your profile, take a printout of like one page profile of everything about you, show them your profile and ask them like, hey, when I apply to this university, what are the chances of me getting into this university? And they are saying, if they are saying like your profile looks very good for our university, that probably means it's one of your safe universities. So you have to have at least like 2 to 3 safe universities. So that's about safe. So next up is ambitious. So this one's easy. If you apply to this one of the ambitious universities, if you get into this particular university, you have to feel like so that's what you should feel like when you apply and get into this university. For my IELTS, my GRE and my CGPA and the project that I had, I got into Indiana University, which is kind of like an ambitious university for me. When I actually joined that university, I felt like I was the lowest GRE score, lowest. In fact, my English was so low, they asked me to take up a English course after coming to the university. That's how low my scores were. So and I got lucky, right? So that's why you have to apply for ambitious universities as well. People should be like, dude, your profile sucks. How did you get into this university? That's how it should be for ambitious university. Okay, so moderate, yeah, we know what moderate is, right? It's between safe and ambitious. So yeah. And bucketing. So while you are doing this bucketing exercise, make sure you also create a Google Doc or Excel sheet and start recording how much it costs, the tuition fees and living expenses for each of these universities. So you have to have like 15 different universities. So let's say you are applying for 6 to 8 universities. You have to have at least 15 universities in this Google Doc, and you have to know all the tuition fee and living expenses for all this doc, and record all this because this is going to come in handy once you actually get the admission. Yeah, you need to know all this. Okay, so we are going to arrive in 9 minutes. Should I play any music? But the problem is, if I play music and the YouTube long form controlled by the same company, they will start tagging me for copyright, so I don't want to play any music here. So but other times, yeah, I've tried playing music, it works. So you're at a signal now. Another thing that I noticed is actually when I'm in this Google car, people actually take videos of us, like people standing in other cars. They actually take video of us going in this, like people, there's no driver here. It is still a fascination in this San Francisco city. It's been running for more than a year now, but people still cannot get used to this car driving itself. I cannot get used to this. I have a Tesla with full self-driving, yet this is unbelievable. Like there's nobody in the seat, and yeah. That's another electric car by Hyundai. For some reason, it's really fascinating to see it make a left turn or right turn. Like the steering wheel goes like it's also scary. One time I was in San Francisco with actually like 4 people in the car, and it was making an aggressive U-turn. All of us were going So next up is resources. So how are we actually going to find the universities to apply to? So in this section, I'm going to mention some websites and links that you can actually use. If you know anything other than this, please let me know in the comments. That could be helpful for others as well. So the first one is usnews.com. That's very useful. It's a reputed website that posts about. Made a complete left turn. Yeah, so usnews.com is a really good website for finding university profiles, how they are doing, like the tuition fee costs. Almost all the universities have a profile in usnews.com. And the next one is yokit.com. I recently heard about this one. They also have student profiles. You can create a profile for yourself. All other students also have a profile for themselves. Let's say you are applying for Indiana University. You would search for Indiana universities, and you will see students applying to Indiana University. You can click on that student profile and see what other university this student has applied to. So you will get an idea of like their profile, like what could be their safe, moderate and ambitious. That can give you a sense of like, hey, this can be my safe university as well. So that's how you find other universities for your profile. So Yokit is a good resource for that. But I don't know about the data privacy. You may want to check on that because I saw some student names. I don't know if that is the right thing to do. They're not paying me to say this. That's why I'm warning you. If you don't want anyone to know that you're applying to universities, you may want to check up on the privacy of it. We are now going up in a very small street. I think it's making a right turn. We are almost at our destination. Yeah, if you don't want your car to be towed, take a self-driving car. No parking problems.
Almost there. Don't forget your phone, keys, or bag.
Okay, it says don't forget your phone, keys, bag. I got all of that. Yeah. Okay, we'll get down here. Don't hit the trash can. Okay.
You're here.
You are
Please make
here.
sure it's clear before exiting.
All right. Okay, that's it about our self-driving robo taxi ride. Bye bye. I think it will drive away now. I believe that's the Salesforce tower right there, owned by Mark Benioff, and that is called Salesforce Park. And there is a bus stand below that. All these are actually new, constructed in like 2017-18 time, not before that, fairly recent. Right now this building is the tallest within the West Coast. Correct me if I'm wrong. At this point you should pretty much know almost all the universities that could be a potential match for you, for your profile. And there is also a couple of other websites called College Dunia, Shiksha. If you know any other resources, please post them in the comments. That could be helpful for others. Anyone planning to study in the Academy of Art University? Post in the comments. Anyone planning to study in San Francisco State University? I believe this is expensive. The cost of living will be outrageous. We have to talk about LinkedIn. So I know many of you are going to use LinkedIn to find seniors who studied in your university, and you have like 10 different questions to ask them. Please don't send 10 questions in one message. Nobody has time to answer 10 questions, and I've gotten messages like that. There is really no time for us to research those 10 questions. So you have to condense that into just one single question. Can you ask one single question that is most important question that can answer a big unlock for you? That's how your message should be. It should be easy for the senior to actually respond back when you send them a LinkedIn message. So I highly recommend do all your research on your own and reduce that by just one question. And it should be like not more than 2 or 3 lines. I can maybe write a sample message for you and leave that in the description. You can copy that, modify that, but don't add anything to that. Add just your question and nothing more than that. It is okay to use LinkedIn to try and find seniors and contacting them, but just be mindful of their own time. When you graduate and actually go to a job, you will get messages like this, and I bet you won't have time to read them and respond to them. So that's why if you want an answer, you have to condense that to just 2 or 3 lines. There is so many of them. This is where we are going to have our lunch. Sweetgreens. You can look it up actually. They are on stock exchange. You can buy Sweetgreen stock. They went IPO for like 3-4 years ago, I think. Let's go. So I got the chicken avocado ranch. You can see $15.45. Yeah, lunch is expensive. You cannot eat out all the time. So yeah. Have you guys had kombucha? Is kombucha available in the place where you live? Let me know in the comments. Anyone planning to do MBA in INSEAD? They are in Singapore, right? Yeah, INSEAD is a good business school. I have a friend who went there to Singapore to do his business MBA, like 1-year MBA, and then he started working in Amazon. He used to work for Deloitte, and now he works for Amazon. Explorers, you see how I completed my lunch? That's how you should finish your salad. The next topic is consultancies. Some of you are going to use consultancies to shortlist universities. That is okay. But ultimately, you have to decide whether a university will work for you or not. Let's say you get admissions for like 2 or 3 universities, and if you don't know anything about the university, how will you commit for like a 2-year master's program? You have to understand what is the course structure, the living expenses, tuition fee. For your family situation, will this university work for you or not? You should be able to answer that question. Even if you get all the help from the consultancy. Ultimately, you have to decide. Let's say you got the money to actually hire the consultancy. You still have to find the right one. Again, you still have to talk to your seniors, not the ones that are already in the US, but the fourth year students, the fourth year college grads. If you're, let's say you are in like beginning of third year and you know a fourth year senior who is currently going through this process of shortlisting universities, finding good university and consultancy, they would know what is a good consultancy in your town. Because a consultancy that is good in Chennai, they may not be having a branch in Bangalore or Delhi. So you have to find out what is a good consultancy in your town, and you can only do that if you are in touch with your seniors who are currently going through that. So you have to basically start this process like 1.5, 2 years earlier and start being in touch with the seniors, and you watch them basically go through that, and that's how you get quality information about MS in US. It's not just from the videos and not by reaching out to seniors who are already in the US. They don't have the time to talk. They have the assignments that they need to submit to this weekend. So they are postponing their party time to do the assignment. So they're not going to answer your question. Okay, some closing thoughts. My overall point when it comes to MS in US is that you should stay on top of things. You have to be very proactive. For example, I heard recently that Chennai Consulate conduct MS in US information session. Follow them on YouTube, Instagram, find out when is the next event happening. Yeah, these kind of things you have to stay on top of it. And when you attend events like this, people sitting next to you, they might be going through the same thing at the same time like you. So that would be very useful. Stay in touch with them and talk to them. Okay, so that's it about shortlisting, guys. I'll see you in next video. Next video is possibly about SOP and recommendation letter. I'll see you all next week.